Still playing with this Sculpey Ultra Light. I'm sort of obsessed with it now. This is how much of one package I've used, and I have 2 more packages, and I've created quite a few things. Some beads and some bead cores. You can see the white ones hanging there. Of course, a couple of bracelets. This one. And what else have I done? I've done quite a few things. Some earring pieces. These I've already, these were covered with pan pastels. Work really great. And that's the back of them. But I have also put the UV resin on these, whereas these I have not. What else have I done? I've made these stone light beads, and they worked out really great. I have a pair of, the first pair of earrings I made are these green and gold ones, and that's done on the Sculpey Ultra Light. I of course made this big bracelet, which was sort of very much fun. And that's all the stuff that I've used. Okay, so now I wanted the pan pastels that I used on the inside of this bracelet. Let's see, this magenta color, which I then brushed with some gold. I had leftovers, and rolled that, the magenta color, and came up with these beads. I realized how pretty the pan pastels looks when it's been worked into the clay. So now I decided to use, I've been trying to get navy blue. It's really a color that's hard to get. I'm trying to mix blue and black. Well, that's what I did. Let's see, where's the piece I'm working on? Oh yeah. I mixed blue and black. By the way, what I did use here was I've made several of these for my ceramic clay work, but I made these on my Silhouette Cameo, and before taking them off the mat, of course I have the positive of this would leave indentations in a trellis form, but I wanted the trellis to be raised. So I put packing tape on the back, pulled off these little bits in exact alignment, okay, and pressed those into this clay, and as you can see, it did a pretty fabulous job. There's a wonderful raised element into this clay. But if you look at the background, I obviously wasn't able to achieve a navy blue. So then I used the pan pastel metallic gold and lightly went over the trellis or the diamond shapes. And then I thought, gee, it would be nice if I could fill in those holes in color. So how to do that? Well, my first take, as usual, is to go to my handy dandy water pen and my Inktense blocks, and that's where I am now, and that's exactly how I got the green color in there. It's really easy with this watercolor brush that happens to be pointed. Let's see if I can figure out how to, you know, I can't quite do this. Well, maybe I can. Hold on to this. This is for my own use. Okay, I go over here and I squirt a little bit of water. I had to move it to figure out what I was doing here on this color. And then, because of the pointed brush, let's see, I just drop that color in there. And it's real easy to do when I'm not holding the camera and trying to look through the lens. You just use the point to get the color in there. As you can see, let's see, yeah. And let's see if I can get the point. Yeah, the thing is, I want to turn this to be more precise and push the point of this brush There we go. See, in there? I hope I'm getting it on camera. I'm trying to coax. Yeah. So what I'm able to do is use the point of this watercolor. And of course I could get it any color. See, I hated the background because it didn't turn out to be navy like I wanted. And I thought, oh yeah, everybody needs more ugly gray clay, right? So, but I believe I have found a way to turn it into something useful. What do you think? Pretty nice. Now I haven't figured out what I'm going to make out of this. But two things I've learned is that my foam cuts, and I have a whole bunch of them I have made. I cannot even tell you how many I've made. Like some of them, of course, will create innies and outies and so forth. And I have just loads and loads and loads of them that I have cut out of this thin Dollar Tree foam. So the good news is the foam need not have any release on it whatsoever. Although I'm saying that by mixing pan pastels in with this white ultralight clay, there are two colors of pan pastels. I tried to get a navy blue and all I got was a gray. But that could have provided a bit of a release in itself rather than using the white clay, although I think I should try it with the white clay as well. Anyway, this is kind of a nice, interesting discovery to get this raised elements and to get some color in here. And of course, you know, I can just then hop over and get other colors as well. Let me see if I can get some green in here. I do end up contaminating quite a bit. Let's try the green. Whoops. Sorry. It's very hard to keep my left hand with the camera at the same time and keep it in focus here. But you can see it does great. Now I have a feeling that the pan pastels underneath mixed into the clay provides a bit of tooth so that these colors stay. But for anybody who's wanting to play with this clay, you see how pretty that is? It's really kind of neat. Now, after using my foam, I probably should have smoothed out some of the trellis design, but this is sort of an experiment. It's not meant to be machine perfect, but I want to record this for myself so that days, if not weeks or months from now, and I run across this piece, I will know what I did and how I did it. So I did find out that the pan pastels really add a nice color. As you can see, I experimented with the pan pastels first in this magenta color bracelet, and the clay I had left over was white and just a tiny bit of that magenta, and it turned out really nice. It's not hard to color this clay. There's some blue that I have colored, but it's real easy to get gray, I can tell you that. So yeah, because this is a blue, although it looks much more blue on the camera. It's a very gray blue, and not so. It almost looks like the background. Let's see if I can tell. Yeah, it looks more like the background to me, maybe a little bit darker. Okay, so that's my experiment for the day. I plan to do more because I really like this stuff, and I can fill that in with all sorts of interesting watercolor. And as I said, I've said many times, the Inktense blocks are heat set. So once this is put in the oven, that color is permanent and it will not come off. So what I might do is, where I have not colored it perfectly, I may just go back to the metallic gold pan pastels and just swipe it over the trellis a little bit more. But it does make a pretty veneer.